Hey Dodgers fans, buckle up because things are getting intense, and there's a lot to unpack as we head into the final stretch of the season. You can feel the tension in every game, every pitch, and every managerial decision, especially when you think about some of the last-minute calls that have left everyone scratching their heads. I mean, how does a nearly flawless pitching performance almost slip away? That's the kind of question that has been haunting Dodgers supporters lately. There's no doubt that the starting pitching has been solid, but it's the bullpen that's been under the microscope. Every time a reliever takes the mound, you can almost feel the collective anxiety of the fans because one wrong pitch can change the outcome of a game, and in a season as tight as this one, every loss feels magnified. Looking at the numbers, the magic number for the Dodgers sits at 9 in any combination, and with 11 games remaining, there's still plenty of room to maneuver. The schedule isn't forgiving, though. They have a couple of games left against Philadelphia, and then it's a 4-game home series against the San Francisco Giants, a team that has historically given the Dodgers headaches. Once that's over, the Dodgers hit the road for 3 games against Arizona and 3 against Seattle, who are red-hot right now and currently hold a top spot in the American League playoff race. The contrast is interesting because while the Dodgers are grinding it out in the National League, they get to watch how competitive things are shaping up across the league, adding another layer of strategy and urgency to each matchup. Fans are already getting restless, some even jumping ship mentally, giving up hope with over 10 games left on the calendar. But let's be real, if you've been a Dodgers fan for any length of time, giving up now isn't your DNA. You ride the highs and lows, you stick through the rough patches, and you trust that this team has what it takes to turn things around. And trust me, the team's history shows that comebacks at the end of a season are more common than you might think. Momentum is a tricky thing in baseball. A team can look shaky one week and suddenly be firing on all cylinders the next. That's what makes the final stretch so exciting. The Dodgers need to hit that stride, especially with the postseason looming. Offensively, the Dodgers have been doing their part. Even in recent losses, the bats have been alive, putting up numbers that show this team isn't slacking. The starting pitching has largely delivered, keeping the team in games, but the bullpen struggles have been a thorn in the side. Fixing that is critical, because when it comes to the playoffs, you can't afford to rely on luck in relief innings. The team needs consistency, a bullpen that can handle pressure, and a lineup that stays hot at the plate. The concept of getting hot at the right time isn't just a saying, it's a strategy. Players need to find that rhythm, and the Dodgers have the pieces to do it if managed carefully. The idea of using the upcoming matchups as preparation is key. The Dodgers facing a team like the New York Mets in a wild card scenario can actually be advantageous. The Mets are a formidable opponent in the regular season, but history shows that the Dodgers know how to handle them. Beating them in a high-stakes game can give the team confidence, a sort of warm-up that prepares them for tougher opponents like Philadelphia. By the time they face the Phillies, the Dodgers will ideally be sharp, focused, and ready to play at their peak. And if they get past that hurdle, the next step could be a showdown with the Brewers, which sets the stage for a potential World Series appearance. The path is tough, but it's navigable, especially for a team with the depth, talent, and experience that the Dodgers possess. Rest and recovery is another angle that's often debated. Some argue that giving the team a few days off is essential, but too much downtime can actually disrupt momentum. The Dodgers have had a relatively smooth travel schedule, mostly sticking to the West Coast, which gives them an advantage in terms of stamina. They don't need long breaks. They need to stay engaged, keep the players sharp, and maintain the competitive edge that comes from being in game mode. It's a delicate balance, but the management seems aware that staying hot is crucial, especially as the intensity ramps up in September. Injuries, as always, add another layer of complexity. The bullpen has been under pressure partly because of the availability of pitchers recovering from injuries or coming back from rehab. There's always speculation about who might be ready and when, from pitchers making progress in AAA assignments to those recovering from Tommy John surgery. Each update carries weight because it affects how the team plans its rotations and bullpen usage. Even small updates on player readiness can have ripple effects on the team's strategy. The Dodgers have to navigate these uncertainties while keeping an eye on the larger goal, making it through the playoffs, and staying competitive in every series. One of the interesting dynamics right now is the interplay of matchups and strategy. Facing left-handed pitchers, for example, has been a recent challenge, but the team has shown adaptability. The players have adjusted to different pitching styles, and the coaching staff has been making calculated moves to optimize matchups. These decisions, while sometimes controversial, reflect the high stakes and the attention to detail required at this stage of the season. Every pitch, every swing, and every base running decision could be the difference between a win and a loss, and the Dodgers are acutely aware of that. As the regular season winds down, the Dodgers are playing not just for wins, but for positioning, momentum, and preparation for the postseason. Each game is a test of endurance, skill, and mental toughness. Fans watch with anticipation, knowing that while one loss might sting, the team has the resilience to bounce back. It's that resilience, combined with talent and strategy, that makes the Dodgers dangerous in the playoffs. They have the pieces, they have the experience, and if everything clicks, they can make a deep run that reminds everyone why they are perennial contenders. The excitement isn't just in the potential wins, but in the drama of each moment. The bullpen dilemmas, the clutch hitting, the starting pitching matchups, all of it contributes to the narrative that makes being a Dodgers fan so engaging. Watching the team navigate adversity, adjust on the fly, and execute under pressure is what defines this stage of the season. There's a rhythm to it, a story unfolding in real time, and every game adds another chapter to what could be an unforgettable run. So, as we look ahead to the next 11 games, it's all about focus, execution, and seizing momentum. The Dodgers have the opportunity to solidify their position, fine-tune their strategy, and head into the postseason with confidence. Every at-bat, every inning, and every managerial choice matters, and fans are paying close attention because the stakes have never been higher. The team has faced challenges before and risen to the occasion, and there's every reason to believe they can do it again. Staying hot, managing the bullpen, adjusting to pitching matchups, and keeping the offense firing are all pieces of the puzzle. This is a team that has shown time and again that they can handle pressure. With the right combination of skill, strategy, and timing, the Dodgers are positioned to make a serious run. It won't be easy, but nothing worth achieving ever is. The final stretch is a test of everything this team represents: resilience, talent, and the ability to perform when it matters most. Fans are along for the ride, and the anticipation is building with every game. Every decision, every pitch, every swing is magnified because the margin for error is slim, and that's what makes these moments so electrifying. As the Dodgers push through the final stretch, every game becomes a critical test of depth, strategy, and mental toughness. Injuries, as always, add an extra layer of complexity. The bullpen has been a particular concern, and each new update about pitcher availability is scrutinized by fans and analysts alike. Some players are on the cusp of returning from rehab, while others are still progressing through their recovery assignments in AAA. These updates are crucial because the Dodgers need every arm they can get to weather the high-pressure innings of late September and the postseason. It's a balancing act between letting players recover fully and keeping the rotation and bullpen sharp enough to handle the grind of playoff baseball. Pitchers like Brock Stewart are making steady progress, inching closer to contributing, and every strong outing at AAA builds confidence for both the player and the team. The same goes for players coming back from major surgeries. A timely return can be a game-changer, but the team also has to be cautious. Rushing a player back too soon could backfire, while waiting too long might mean missing critical games. It's a tightrope walk, and the Dodgers management is navigating it with a mix of caution and urgency. For fans, it's a mix of hope and impatience. Every update is dissected, every progress report analyzed, because it all feeds into the bigger picture of postseason readiness. The bullpen itself has been a focal point because despite strong starting pitching performances, relief innings have sometimes undermined otherwise solid games. The Dodgers have talented arms, but consistency is key. Relievers need to be ready for any situation, and the lineup behind them must be able to cover if needed. The management has been shuffling pitchers, adjusting roles, and looking for the right combinations to stabilize late-game performance. Each decision is magnified under the spotlight of a playoff race, where a single misstep can have outsized consequences. The pressure is intense, and the Dodgers are acutely aware that every game is a statement about who they are and how they'll perform when the postseason begins. Strategically, matchups are more important than ever. Facing left-handed pitchers, for example, has posed challenges in recent days, but the Dodgers have shown adaptability. Adjustments in the lineup and defensive positioning, along with timely pinch-hitting decisions, have allowed the team to navigate tricky situations. The Dodgers' ability to analyze trends, anticipate pitching strategies, and counter them effectively is a hallmark of experienced teams, and it's particularly vital as the regular season winds down. Fans can see the chess match unfold in real time, with every swing and every pitch carrying extra weight. The offensive side of the game continues to be a strength. Even when the team has stumbled in recent matchups, the bats have remained productive, showing that the Dodgers have firepower to compete in any situation. Staying hot at the plate is essential as the intensity increases, because postseason opponents will exploit any cold streaks. Timing, rhythm, and confidence at the plate are critical, and the Dodgers are focused on hitting their stride before they step into the high-stakes games that define October baseball. Another layer to consider is the travel schedule and rest. While some argue that breaks are necessary, the Dodgers' relatively light travel schedule along the West Coast has allowed them to stay engaged without losing momentum. Maintaining a competitive edge and keeping players in game mode is often more beneficial than extended downtime. The team thrives when it's in rhythm, and every day spent actively competing helps solidify that readiness. It's a delicate balance between rest and staying sharp, but the Dodgers seem aware that the timing of their hot streaks could determine the trajectory of their postseason run. Looking at the playoff picture, there are interesting dynamics at play. A wild card matchup against a team like the Mets can serve as a strategic warm-up, allowing the Dodgers to sharpen their skills, assess the bullpen under pressure, and prepare for the challenges of facing Philadelphia or Milwaukee in later rounds. It's a sequence that requires focus, adaptability, and the ability to execute under increasingly intense conditions. The postseason is unforgiving, but a team that enters with momentum, confidence, and a clear plan has a significant advantage. The Dodgers are positioning themselves to enter the playoffs with those qualities, and every remaining game in the regular season serves that larger purpose. Player health and availability remain critical variables. Updates on key pitchers recovering from injuries or surgeries create constant speculation. Fans are tracking rehab assignments, pitch counts, and recovery timelines, trying to anticipate how each player's return could impact the team's performance. Even small details, like the success of a AAA outing or the timing of a rehab start, can influence bullpen decisions and overall strategy. The Dodgers must integrate these updates into their game planning while continuing to compete at a high level, balancing immediate results with long-term goals. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are swirling around Major League Baseball as the Los Angeles Dodgers reportedly make a bold move to reshape their roster. Sources close to the organization suggest that the Dodgers have closed a deal to bring outfielder BRYAN Reynolds over from the Pittsburgh Pirates, sending shockwaves through both fan bases. While nothing has been officially confirmed yet, insiders hint that the agreement could be finalized any day, and the excitement among Dodger supporters is already palpable. Reynolds, known for his smooth swing and defensive prowess in the outfield, has been a standout in Pittsburgh, consistently putting up impressive numbers and showing remarkable versatility. For the Dodgers, who have long sought to bolster their lineup and add depth to their outfield options, acquiring a player of Reynolds' caliber could signal a serious intent to chase another championship. Fans are already speculating how Reynolds might fit alongside stars like Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, imagining an outfield combination that blends speed, power, and elite defensive skills. The rumor mill has been particularly fueled by reports of behind-the-scenes discussions between Dodgers management and the Pirates front office. Sources suggest that talks have been intense but constructive, with both sides keen to make a deal that satisfies team needs without breaking long-term financial plans. While contract details remain under wraps, there's chatter that the Dodgers are willing to invest heavily in Reynolds, signaling a vote of confidence in his potential impact on the team. Meanwhile, social media is ablaze with reactions from fans and analysts alike. Some hail the move as a masterstroke, highlighting Reynolds' consistency at the plate and his ability to perform under pressure. Others caution that adjusting to a new team and new stadium could pose challenges, but even the skeptics seem intrigued by the possibilities. Baseball insiders are already speculating about the ripple effects this move could have on the Dodgers' lineup strategy, their playoff aspirations, and even on the Pirates, who might look to leverage this trade to shore up other areas of their roster. As the baseball world holds its breath, one thing is clear. If this deal goes through, the Dodgers could be setting themselves up for a thrilling season, and BRYAN Reynolds would instantly become one of the hottest names in the league. Until an official announcement comes, the excitement, rumors, and debates are only going to intensify, keeping fans glued to every update in what could be one of the offseason's most talked about moves. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.